Congressman Bob Latta in the studio with us tonight, and you're a very busy man, I'm sure, as you've been traveling all over your district, which is now getting a little bit bigger with the redistricting. Your thoughts on now that you start moving a little bit more into Toledo these days?
Well, you know, it's always one of these sad experiences. If you're in redistricting, what you hope happens is that you get to keep everything you already have and just expand from there. And, you know, I'm going to lose the entire half of my district going east. But, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, representing the Lucas County area. Again, I represented, when I was in the state senate, all of western Lucas County before, and then I also represented the other side with Oregon and Jerusalem Township. So, and having practiced law up here for a good number of years, you know, it's territory I know quite well.
Yeah. Now, the city of Toledo will essentially have 3 different voices when it comes to Congress. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, you know, when you look at some of the other areas that have splits already, like the city of Fostoria, you know, that's in 3 different counties to begin with, and one, you know, they have 3 state representatives, and I mean, you go down the whole line, but they have 2 congressmen. And I think that in a lot of cases that gives you an extra voice to having somebody else making calls to say, you know, this is what we need to be doing or something like that.
Well, there's been some people that have been against it. For example, UT, main campus is in one district, and then UTMC is in another one. It almost seems like that might hurt us because it's 2 voices hopefully saying the same thing, but they might be saying different things. Where can the continuity be for all of you to work together?
Well, you know, and again, when you're looking at redistricting as the total picture, unfortunately, we lost those 2 members here in the state of Ohio because we're just losing population compared to everybody else. And so my philosophy always is no matter where I am or who I'm representing, they're all part of my family. And I get out there and work for them all the time. And so, you know, I graduated from UT from law school and I've been on medical college many a time for different meetings. So, you know, I think that, again, you do your job, and that's the #1 thing.
And you have such a diverse district. I mean, you go from the state line, and now you'll have essentially West Toledo. Those 2 areas have very different needs as well. How do you balance out the needs of so many that you have?
Well, you know, right now I have, my district is either, it depends what month it is, I either have the largest number of manufacturing jobs in Ohio in a congressional district or the 2nd largest, but I also have the largest agricultural district in the state of Ohio. So, you know, you have those 2 things going on, that you have agriculture and manufacturing. But one of the things I've been saying since I've been in Congress, the #1 thing we have to be worried about in this country is our manufacturing base, and that's #1, because we've got to make sure that we have those jobs out there for the future, because if anybody thinks we're going to become a service-related industry type economy, it's never going to happen. We have to have those manufacturing jobs. So, you know, right now I represent from very small manufacturing to maybe, you know, people that have 10 people working in their shop to the largest washing machine plant in the world. Is in my district. So I go back and forth from very large to very small, but you know, it all comes down to one thing: it's jobs and how we're going to keep those jobs here.
With the slicing that we have, and now the 3 voices here in Lucas County, what do you think it's going to mean to the average person here in the area?
Well, you know, I think first of all, it's getting to know who your member is and getting acquainted. But you know, my philosophy is I'm in my district constantly. This work period we're in right now, I've spent it in the car. You know, if I get any suntan, it's looking through the windshield. And but it's really it comes right down to, you know, being up here. But again, in my case, I represented in the state senate, pretty much you might say from 475 west and some other areas over or just to the north of that. But so I've had that area, and I know it very well because I'm in it a lot, because, you know, I'm from Bowling Green, and there's a lot, we have a lot of interaction back and forth. And the other thing that makes it, I think that we've always been tied together. You know, you might not be representing an area, but one thing that we've done very well, I think, in north central Ohio, we tie all of our legislators together. So if we have a meeting, even though it's in my district and not, let's say, in your district, you're invited, because it's like we want you to know what we're doing, and we might need your help along with it. So, you know, when you're saying, okay, we're going to have 3 now in the metropolitan Toledo area, it's not a lot different than what we've been doing in the past, where we've actually had people showing up even if it's not in your district.
Yeah, all right, we'll see how that goes. Congressman Bob Latta, thank you very much for your time, and that's your talk back.